today I'm going to be drawing and telling you stories that I can at least kind of remember. So we're going to be starting off probably down to pre-K to 5th. I am in the 6th grade at the moment. So I can remember most of the memories. I can remember who my teacher excuse me, who my teacher was, and who my friends were, at least most of them anyway. And I also remember, so let me start off with the first story. I remember when I first came into pre-K, I was the new girl, and I wore a little rose dress. I loved that rose dress, but I eventually grew out of it. And I remember we had little centers that we had to go in, and I was the new girl, so I didn't know what I was supposed to do, so I just hid behind a little red curtain and was like, I'm going to read Clifford and not come out until center time is over. And I also remember that we had nap time, so there was that. I would wait behind the curtain reading Clifford books and just wait for center time to be over and also wait for snack and nap time. I kind of remember kindergarten. It wasn't the best grade that I had. I remember that I got into my first fight in there, and I won. Yay! But at the same time, no, don't start fights, kids. Stay in school, all that jazz. Let's see. I remember in kindergarten that we had our art class, and in art class you obviously had to make art, and we had little exercise, and we had to fold across our arms and twist. Oh, sorry if you can hear the background. It's raining, and I'm also watching TV while I'm recording. So when we first had to do the exercise, we were like, what? How do we do this? What? I don't get it. And then one day everyone was like, oh, this is how you do it. Okay, all right, I get it now. And so, I also remember one time I was playing with one of my friends. I can't remember her name, but she was a girl, obviously, because I'm saying she. So we were just playing with animals, and I had a big toy snake in my hand that was made out of plastic, and it had a design on it. And my friend was like, hey, can you do a snake voice? And I was like, I was just making a bunch of weird noises, and she thought it was hilarious. And I'm just like, oh, she thinks I'm funny. Yay. And then I don't know why, but then ever since I did my snake voice, a lot of people went up to me and would say, hey, can you do a lion? I'm like, roar. Hey, can you do a dinosaur? Roar. So yeah. So yay. And let's see. In first grade, on the first day, we didn't even meet our teachers, our real teacher, because she was sick. And I remember that I was really what's the word? I can't speak today. So basically, I can't speak. Okay, so on the first day, our teacher was not here because she was sick. and she wasn't there for a long time, and I was really sad because I wanted to draw caterpillars with the teacher, and I remember that, wait, why would I want to draw caterpillars? I'm not even that old enough to draw them. I don't even know how. Do I just draw a squiggle like this? Put a smiley face? No, I don't think that's how you work it. And, whew, second grade, I remember a lot. I remember who my teacher was, who my friends were, what type of mischief we got into, and that sort of stuff. I had this notebook that I would draw in, and it had the lines, on it, in it, and I would use them for my drawings. Like, oh, someone's in jail. I'll draw like little bars that they're holding on to. So I would do that, and I would show a lot of people, and they were like, "What did the person do to get in jail?" And I'll be like, "Interesting question, random person. Maybe they jaywalked. Ooh, you never know." So I also remember not first grade, but I remember third grade. The third grade was so long for me. I don't know why, and it was just so long for me. I don't know why, because I don't know, but it was just a long year. It was either 2016 or 17. No, yeah, it was 2016. And but I made stutters. I hate stuttering, whatever you call it. I hate it. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. So, in third grade, I met my favorite teacher. But she wasn't my all-time favorite, maybe my second favorite. And she was really fun. We got to learn a lot of things with her. Let me just say that behind her back, I would call her Miss McDonald, because she had a last name that ended with Mick. So I would call her McDonald behind her back. And a lot of kids thought it was funny. And this one day, we said, "Hey, Miss McDonald." And she turns to us and says, "What?" And we told her why we called her that. And she's like, "Oh, okay. You can call me that as long as you don't go overboard with it." And we're like, "Yes." Ooh, thunder. I hear thunder. You probably couldn't hear it, but I did. So along came fourth grade. I was almost better at drawing. I was almost in this style right now at the moment, but I didn't get to it yet. I did like these type of heads with big like eyes, and hair that went like this, and I'd be like, "Hi there, welcome to the video." Yeah, I'd do that type of thing. And so let me try to remember a story that I can remember. I remember in fourth grade, on the last day, we called it Electronic Day because you could bring your phones, any type of drone, or something that had to do with technology. And I didn't bring anything because I wasn't trusted by my parents. So on the last day, I was playing with my friends on their tablet and phone, And I had a bully in the 4th grade, which I'll probably get more into that on another video. So there was this girl, I'm gonna call her Miss Bullyface. Bullyface, or no, I'm not gonna call her that. I'm gonna call her McStupidhead, McPoopypants. So McStupidhead, so Miss Stupidhead McPoopypants was a really bad person. She would call me names, and on this day, I am never going to forget what she called me. She even called me a stupid name for a stupid reason. And the reason she called me a stupid name was because there was a knock on the door, and whoever was closest to the door would open it, and me and that bully were the closest, so we were running towards the door, and I'm the one who opened the door, and when the person left us, and when the person passed us, she was like, Heather, my name's Heather. Heather, you are a stupid little brat. And that really hurt me. I don't know why either. It just did. And I was really sad and angry. So I walked away like the good potato I am. And what else? I told the teacher because a few minutes later another girl and the bully were talking about me. Like, I could actually hear what they were saying, and they were saying, oh my god, Heather is so weird and annoying. She takes everything as a compliment. I mean, so I told the teacher, and the bully was making up stuff like, no, she called me a stupid little brat, and I'm like, no, she did. I even have proof. Check the cameras. Do anything. I didn't do anything. And the teacher was like, you don't even know what I was going to say, Heather. And I was very mad because I didn't do anything. And that teacher, I actually liked that teacher, and she said that, and I'm like, so I stormed out of the room and slammed the door behind me. So you could basically say that 4th grade was very dramatic for me. So a couple of days passed by when we get into our classes, and so we can get into 5th grade and be comfortable where we're going to sit. And my 4th grade teacher, I used to scratch myself because I didn't want to hurt anyone else. So I would scratch myself to make sure I didn't hurt anyone else. And so I didn't scratch myself when I was stormed out of the room. I just cried in the middle of the hallway while people passed me, and they're like, what happened, Heather? And I'm like, leave me alone, I don't want to talk. And they're like, oh, okay, if you want to talk about anything else in the meantime, I'm here for you, bruh. I'm here for you, Cookie. Yeah, you know what's good, boy. Sorry, e-rape warning. So that's, my teacher comes to me and says, I'm really proud of you for taking that well. Like, you didn't scratch yourself or anything. I'm just so proud of you, Heather. But I was salty back then, so I'm like, why did you say that? Why did you say you don't even... I don't like you anymore. Stop it. Get away from me. So, I'm probably going, okay, so I don't say anything. I'm like, okay, thanks. Bye. F off now. And, then 5th grade rolls around, and before 5th grade, that girl, McStupidhead McPoopy Pants. I still really like that name. That should be her real name. Like, oh my god. So we're saying what classes we get in a group, and I say that I got so and so's class, and my bully's like, oh my god, thank goodness I didn't get your class. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Thank the Lord. Thank Jesus. Thank him. Thank him, please. Thank him. So I was also happy that I didn't get in her class because I'm the type of person that doesn't want to get in trouble for anything else. Because if I get in trouble for something, I'm going to cry my eyes out. So if she gets me in trouble one last time, I swear to God, I will hunt you down if you bully. I apologize. So she actually said to me, if you get me in trouble again, I will hunt you down and you'll never see the light again. Yeah, so F off. So, yeah, 4th grade was really bad. I'm just saying that now. It was really bad. Really bad. And, when 5th grade rolled around on by, I was really excited because that meant I was just 1 year away from being out of middle school. Well, not middle school, but elementary. And luckily the girl wasn't in my class, and she actually transferred out of that school, not because of me, but for some other reason I can't remember. And I was really happy for that because she transferred away from me. Her parents probably transferred out of her transfer out of that school now that I think about it. Our mascot was a blue jay too. So there was that. Blue jays aren't really smart. Speaking of smart, I had a friend in the 5th grade that was so smart. She actually helped me say the word pineapple in Spanish. I can't remember how to say pineapple in Spanish anymore. Hopefully I can remember in the meantime, because I already have a Spanish class. I'm still really dumb. And let's see. I have my 5th grade teacher. I think at the end of the year she was starting to hate me because we had a test one day, and I was asking someone. Well, it was basically a vocab test, and I was asking someone, "Hey, could you help me?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, sure." So we were helping each other on words that we didn't understand or did understand. And my 5th grade teacher looks at me and says, "Heather, be quiet. Nobody wants to hear you speak out of your mouth." I'm like, the person was speaking too, not just me. How's the weather? So yeah, there was that. And so so in art class we had specials, and I don't know why they called it specials, because they weren't special in any type of way, because everyone took those classes. We would have a mixture of certain classes like art, music, PE, which stands for pointless exercise, and we also had, what else did we have? We had library too, where we could pick out books that we wanted and then listen for someone and then wait for someone to come out and read to us. And we're 5th graders. Why do we need someone to read for us? And that confused me. And the thing that I liked about my reading teacher is that he had a sister, and her name was Heather, and so was my name. I'm more special than you. Please don't go away. So, that really made me happy because I'm like, oh, another person has the same name as me. So that made me happy. Cat is right next to me. And then when I said, well, that made me happy. And then she just stared at me like, what are you talking about? That was a bit embarrassing because she's right next to me. See, I'll even show you. Wait, no, I won't. Because, well, I don't know which way my camera is pointing, and I don't want you guys to see my face. Because I don't trust you hackers. So, I remember also in the 5th grade when we were graduating. When we were graduating 4th grade and we were moving on to 5th, my math teacher was saying our names, and she was pronouncing my last name, and my last name is kind of hard to pronounce. I don't even know how either. Wait a minute, I'm getting off topic. I'll get back to that later. My art teacher, I think at the end of the year, she also started to hate me because there was this one project that we had to do, and I was just oblivious to the fact that we had to finish it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm bad at it. I was just a whiner in that class. At one point, I was like, oh, I really like this class. The next day, I'm like, get me out of here! And, I remember that my art teacher hated me because of that, and she said, well, at least try to do it, Heather. Try. 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 So I tried, and I failed badly, too. And the thing that actually got me focused in that class were my friends, because even though my friends weren't in my class, we had to switch classes sometimes because a certain teacher wasn't there. And so my math class would always be in my class because we were homies, we were homeboys, we were like, yeah, we were ote. We were very ote to each other. Very good. And so they would always be in my class because they were very close to each other, my teachers were. And that really kept me focused because during art we would talk to each other, talk about what's going on in our life, that type of thing. And one day I was really focused, and my friends were just like, no, you're not focused, Heather. Why are you talking to us? Stop. It's time to stop. So yeah, then when we graduated 5th grade, wait, hold on. When we were graduating 4th grade, let me continue the story. My math teacher was pronouncing my name, and my last name was hard to pronounce because it had PIP, and back then, and it's hard to pronounce PIP, Pip, but after one of the P's is an H, so it makes an F sound. So I don't understand how it's so hard because ph, 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 phone, which I don't have. So yeah, when she pronounced my name, I thought, oh God, she's gonna get it wrong. But to my surprise, she didn't. She's like, Heather blank, Heather bleep. And I'm like, oh, you actually pronounced it. And I was basically the clown of the whole school. So when she pronounced my name correct, I'm like, you pronounced my name right. And everyone was like, ah, ha, 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 you're so funny, Heather. Oh, God. Ooh. Did you hear that thunder? Probably didn't, but I heard that thunder. Ooh. So, let's go. So when we were finishing 5th grade on the last day, I wasn't called a traumatic name that I wouldn't remember forever. I was actually being really good, I thought. And my teacher was like, hey, there's that Heather kid. Why is she acting so weird all the time? I know. I'll make her massage my back. I was actually a good massager back then in my day. I'm 12 years old. Yay. So, so after we graduated, we had a little party, and I swear that our generation of 5th graders were so good. Like, it was Ote. So good. Real good. And I remember that there was a party and I went to it, and I was wearing my little rainbow dress because I was a little sass queen that I was. I was a little sass queen. There we go. And so we went to the party, and after it showed pictures of the 5th graders that made it all the way to pre-K to 5th. And I was one of those kids because I was the good cookie. The goodest cookie there was. And when my picture showed, everyone in the 5th grade was like, Heather, oh my God, that's Heather, oh yeah. And I was so embarrassed because I didn't like it when people did that to me. So when they did that, they looked at me and I was crying my eyes out because I didn't want to leave this school. I really didn't. And so everyone was cuddling around me because they knew when I cry, it means that I'm really sad. And it also means that I didn't do anything wrong. That will come up in later in the story. So people are cuddling around me, and there are people who are like, no, you're gonna see us when the summer ends, remember? Yeah, woo! And everyone was saying how cool I was and how honest and caring I was because I was a good cookie. I'm bringing flashbacks, man. How's the weather, bro? So, I remember when our principal was giving a speech of how good this year was for all of our 5th graders, and her voice was cracking, and that made me sad because she doesn't really normally do that, and I knew that she was really sad they were leaving, and that actually brought tears to my eyes. And when we were free to roam around and about, to get cookies and cupcakes that were free. I went to one of my friends and they were like, I'm gonna miss you, Heather. And I'm like, I'm gonna miss you too. And we were both crying and we were wrapping our arms around each other and we were like, I'm gonna miss you. And so my sister took photos and I remember everyone from my class. I remember Miss Poopy Pants. I remember chicken fillet. I remember chicken fajita. I remember chicken McNugget. I remember a lot of people that I can make up names for. I remember Poo Poo Platter. I remember Chicken Face McGee. I remember a lot of people. I miss them. Miss him a lot. And there was this one guy that I messed with his hair so much it would look like he had like an afro from the 90s or 80s or whatever when the disco times were popular. And people thought I liked him for a little while, and I think I kind of had 1% of feelings for him. Like, I would care for him if he got hurt. I was a good cookie that would care for people because I was a good cookie. I was really good because I cared about people. Yay! And, I remember that, I remember also that, to get emotional right now, the girl that I was talking about that was really smart, she couldn't go on to the same school that everyone else was going to because she wanted to explore new paths. So we were all sad that she was leaving. And everyone except everyone was just really sad that she was going. And we didn't want her to leave, but she had to, or else we would just keep her from achieving her dream. And we weren't that type of people, so we let her. We let her take her wings. We just unwrapped her wings and let her fly. What was that type of reference? I don't know. So, when she left, we were all really sad. And we're all crying, and including her best friend, which lives right next door to me. And I'm really sad that she had to go. I made a memorial for her. I made her own day. I texted everyone in this. I got my mom's phone number, got everyone in the 5th grade to say, "Hey guys and girls, wear a bow," because the smart girl always wore a bow. And I'm like, we all have to wear a bow that day on the first day of school because we have to remember the smart girl for all of eternity because she was so smart. Like, oh my God. And so 6th grade appeared. I made 2 new friends, and they're both in this picture. They're both taller than me too. How are you guys taller than me? This girl right here, she's the youngest, but yet the tallest. How does that even make sense? How? How? Do you drink a magic potion? Do you eat your vegetables? What do you do? Please, I need to know. Please. So, I'm basically gonna leave that for that. Bye. This is a very long video. Bye.